Avi Meyers, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hersh. That's
And
him. Myself. Dial us up on the World Wide Web. This is Sonny's site, www.ntnm.org, where you will find the shows from the last 3 years. 125,000 shows watched at this point approximately. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Community Policing, he's the chairman of the 24th District Advisory Committee. www.caps24.org. On that site, you will find all the meetings of the 24th District, which is Rogers Park and West Rogers Park, a little bit of Edgewater, together with, see, I can't tell him to move the camera now because, you know what, if he's here and I'm here.
yeah,
Who's running
behind the camera?
Yeah. Well, actually, we did have a congressional candidate who's supposed to be here who's running a little late. He's at the airport in L.A. right now, and he's not going to quite make it on time.
Right.
So anyway, Sonny is our emergency guest. So let's talk about, you know what? I don't have to tell you about CAPS. We'll talk about CAPS 20. Let's talk about CAPS 20. So this is Sonny Hersh, who's the chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District, the entire technical crew for the show. Husband of Marlene, father of Jamie, second nephew, twice related to Edmund, and that's his dog. And whatever else. He's also with the Chicago Hysterical, Astronomical, whatever, something or another. And I'll let him tell you. So, Sonny, how you doing?
So far, so good.
Okay, well, we'll change that real quick.
Right, no doubt.
So let's talk about, what's the purpose of caps24.org?
That's to bring all the beat meetings and current information, community alerts, community notices into one spot, along with important information from the iClear, not the iClear, the ClearPath system from the city of Chicago.
Now, what is the ClearPath system of the city of Chicago?
It's crime mapping. You can actually look up your neighborhood, look up your street. It has lists of block clubs, not a complete list, and it's not a good list, but it's a list. There's information about seniors, court advocacy, victim advocacy. I've taken links to those pertinent spots, brought them to caps24.org, which is a lot easier to navigate than the city site.
The city site is rather difficult. There's also a list of the sex offenders for the various beats here.
Right. We've got that listed on there for all 8 of the beats in the 24th District.
9 beats.
Well, it's the Spanish Caps is part of one of the beats, but it's they don't have that
beat.
listed. Yeah, but they don't have that listed separately.
But in
Right,
any event,
9
no,
beats, yes.
9 beats. But the point is, in terms of, it's okay. I know you know that because you have
It's been
them
a
all
long
listed.
day.
The fact is, in terms of the sex offenders, you know, on a lonely night, you might want to ring their doorbell. So.
Right. Also, another thing too that the accurate information for beat meetings is at caps24.org. It was recently brought to my attention that the local blogs, which I don't go to, I don't look at, I don't read, because I go to CAPS meetings and get my information. But they had wrong beat meetings posted there, so people were going to the wrong place. We alternate, some of the beats alternate between 2 or 3 different locations. My beat, 2413, alternates between Emerson Park and Greenbrier Park. And this board had the wrong, was sending people to the wrong place. So there were a few people that read that and ended up at the wrong place.
Yeah, but they have really good gossip. Of course, not much of it is true.
Well, that's true, yeah. There's a lot of gossip, a lot of junk in there that's irrelevant and inaccurate. And the place to get the accurate information is from the police department. Go to your beat meetings, and that's where you get it. You meet your beat officers. You meet your
Now, the beat officers are the guys who are actually driving the streets. Those
Right.
are the guys who are actually driving the streets between Devon and Peterson and Cadzida Ridge, where you are.
Right.
And
it's the same for each of the beats. You go to your beat meeting, you meet the officers that are on from the 3 o'clock on. And some of the times have changed a little bit, but it's basically from 3 o'clock on. You'll know who your officer is. So if there's a situation or you just want to talk to them, you have that ability too. You can call up 311 and ask to have or you can actually call 911 and ask to see the beat officer, and they'll show up when they've got the opportunity to do it.
And actually, they're pretty good about it too.
Yeah, and if you see something that doesn't look right, it probably isn't. So call 911. There's a lot of people out there that are, for whatever reason, they don't want to call 911. They don't want to be involved. You can call 911 anonymously. There's another text to tip, where you can actually text from your cell phone anonymously to it's called the CPIC Center, where they do a lot of processing of the information around the city. They can actually dispatch from there and point cameras at various locations, and sometimes there are rewards for that. You can find that information on the caps24.org.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the cameras have been a very valuable tool in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
In terms of, I want to, go ahead. You're doing fine.
Okay. No, and the cameras can be monitored from the police station. They can be monitored from the 911 center and also from the CPIC Center. But again, calling 911 is important. If you see some crime going on, if you see something that doesn't look right, call 911 and report it. We have crime mapping across the city. If the only way that the information gets into the crime mapping is if you call 911, because then it's recorded. If you're involved in a situation where a report needs to be filled out, fill it out. That's where we get the information from that goes into the system. If you have a situation where it's after the fact, graffiti, a car window that's broken, your own car, file a report with 311. And that way it gets into the system also. Because if there's a rash of stuff going on, nobody calls about it, nobody's going to know about it. The appropriate people, like the police, are not going to know about it. If the stuff is called in, they're going to know about it. They'll be able to watch it. Every day they look at the crime mapping. Every day they've got special access, and they can call up certain things. They can see where clusters are of burglaries or car break-ins, things like that.
One of the advantages of going to meetings, too, is we've got Sergeant John Delgado, who's the community policing sergeant that shows up at all the meetings, as well as Officer Matt McKenna. And by the way, we want to welcome Officer Patricia Stevens back to community policing. Right. But anyway, and by the way, I'm leaving out people, and you know what? Audie, Carrie, we'll mention all you guys, and I'm leaving somebody out. I didn't know that.
Right.
At least 2 people out, maybe 3. So I'm going to stop before I get into even more trouble. But
there's not to get off the subject or change it, but Audie is running a program on Sundays. It's called Sundays at 24, and it's for mentoring and kids that are having problems in school. They can go there, they can get tutoring. That's basically what it is tutoring for kids that are having problems in school. They've got.
And this is free.
This is free, doesn't cost anything. It's open from, I believe it's 1 to 3 every Sunday at the 24th District, which is 6464 North Clark. And it's really a good program.
312-744-6321. We're out of time. I do want to just mention that Sergeant Delgado and Matt McKenna, who are at every meeting, also keep lists of what's been happening on the beat and are there prepared for it. If you've got a problem on your block and you bring it up at the meeting, it's going to be looked into. Right. At this point, I want to thank very much Sonny Hersh, my entire technical crew, and thanks everybody for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.